aren't actually flying through space, but actually entering our dimensional plane, right? So think of a higher dimensional object casting a shadow into our dimensional plane and casting something kind of like this that we can't physically comprehend. It's like the brain theory, right? A branch of string theory, our entire universe could be a three-dimensional brain. Floating in a higher dimensional space, other brains could exist parallel to ours, much like here, each a separate universe with different physical properties that sometimes overlap. Now we're going to step in towards the crop circles, okay? Not all crop circles are real, but there are some which are definitely strange, and most crop circles, the authentic ones, you can actually create three-dimensional objects or 4D objects from these shapes that are two-dimensional on our plane and create some very peculiar and interesting things. And a lot of these objects are actually blueprints and represent some stuff that we know about in quantum physics and beyond. And it really does make you scratch your head. Are these, for instance, some sort of information that's being kind of manifested into our plane of existence that we can't quite physically comprehend, which is from beyond? Now, string theory suggests there could be up to 10 or 11 dimensions, most of which are compactified, curled up so tightly that we don't directly experience them. They can overlap and interfere with our dimension, and we might see things manifesting in such strange ways. Although brain theory suggests like some of the objects could appear as a transient luminous object like we see here, a phenomenon that appears and disappears without travelling any measurable distance here, so things that seem to teleport, and other morphing type objects that don't actually make any sense, okay? And a lot of the UFO phenomenon we see seem to change shapes that just don't really correlate with anything that we seem to know about or understand. Now imagine what a third-dimensional object would look like to something on a two-dimensional plane, and it's travelling through that 2D plane. It would look absolutely obscenely weird, much like what we experience with the UFO phenomenon. The 2D beings would see it morph, vanish, reappear, impossible moves, and instant acceleration, much like we experience. Now, if our universe is a 3D membrane floating in a higher dimension, maybe UFOs are intersections, a glimpse of something beyond the physics itself, something far beyond what we can physically comprehend, bro. A lot of these phenomena don't travel through space, they fold through reality. Maybe that's why they never land, because they were never really here in the first place, right? They're just kind of strange transient existences that, you know, we kind of only catch a glimpse of one another ever so briefly. So maybe things on the other side of our dimensional plane see us in weird ways too. They kind of sit there and go, what the goddamn, man? I don't know. What do you guys think?